to beat the Republicans.
Author John Grisham campaigning tonight in Meridian for Hillary Clinton with former President Bill Clinton right behind him. Good evening, I'm Lindsay Brown. We begin there tonight with the former president making a campaign stop in Meridian tonight for his wife, Senator Hillary Clinton. Clinton addressed a large crowd in the Meridian Community College gym. He was joined by famous author and Clinton supporter John Grisham. Clinton spoke for over 30 minutes, actually almost an hour. News Center 11 has been covering this event all evening, and we turn now to Wade Phillips, who is live at the MCC gym with more on tonight's event. Wade, what's going on now? It's been over for about 20 minutes, I think.
That's about right, Lindsay. Things are wrapping up now. Still a small crowd outside, inside here right now, inside the Graham Gymnasium here at MCC. A few people sticking around wanting to get their signs signed by the president, but those people are moving on out of here. This thing wrapped up about 20 minutes ago. The president leaving the gym here and moving on to his motorcade. During his speech was, as you mentioned, lasted almost an hour. He touched on a number of issues, touted his own record, giving his wife some of the credit for the good things he said he did while he was in office. Also talked about the things that his wife would do while she was in office, talking about her economic things, from her economic plan to global warming, talking about health care, education, also talking about the war in Iraq and what her plans were for that. Some of his most pointed discussion, though, was on the subject of Clinton's rival Barack Obama. While he did not mention Senator Obama by name, he did talk about one of the main things that Obama has been talking about, and that's how he says he's an agent for change. Clinton said that just because his wife has been around for a long time doesn't mean she's not an agent of change, too.
She's change you can rely on. This idea that there's a conflict between experience and change is just bull. I mean, it's the idea that there's no difference between working for good things in the 1990s and stopping bad things in this decade and doing the reverse is not right. You think Hillary should be eliminated from being considered for the presidency? That's what her opponents argued, by the way, against everybody else running. I'm the only one that's brand new. Therefore, no one else can embody change. Now, do you think she should be eliminated because she stood up for you after Katrina and made sure that we got the money quicker and is trying to help change the insurance laws and trying to help rebuild? I think that's a good reason to vote for her, not against her.
Now, Clinton was, as he spoke here tonight, it was a big crowd. Pretty much all of this Graham Gymnasium was full. As you said, it's emptying out now, but a large, raucous crowd here tonight really enjoying the president's speech. We're joined now by Sid Salter. He's the perspectives editor for Clarion Ledger, the Clarion Ledger newspaper, to give us his insights on this speech. First of all, just give me a general impression of tonight's speech by the president.
Well, the last time I heard President Clinton speak was at the Democratic Convention in Boston, and the people of East Central Mississippi got the full meal deal from Bill Clinton. He was engaged, passionate. He worked the crowd hard. Over 45-minute speech to about 500 people gathered here in the gym. And the basic message was, if you liked and appreciated the conditions in the country during the Clinton presidency, you can return to that by electing Senator Hillary Clinton to the White House.
Yeah, that seemed to be the basic message. She'll be an extension of me almost. How does that message play in Mississippi?
Bill Clinton never carried Mississippi, not in his initial campaign in 92 and not in his re-election bid in 96, but he ran relatively well here. Mississippi is subject to a lot of the same frustrations around the country, frustration over the economy, frustration over the war in Iraq. Many of the themes he sounded, particularly about improving public education and the No Child Left Behind Act, did resonate with this crowd. I mean, you could look in the crowd and see some educators here and some members of labor unions in this area here, and they appreciated the message. But the political reality is at this point that going into the March 11th primary, Senator Clinton is behind, and most prognosticators think that Senator Obama will carry Mississippi on March 11th. But I think the game for the Clinton campaign, and Bern Strider, a Mississippian who's highly placed in the Clinton campaign, said that they felt good, felt like they had momentum. They've invested a tremendous amount with the president, with Senator Clinton, and with their daughter Chelsea all actively campaigning. So they're contesting Mississippi down to the last vote.
Absolutely. To be in Meridian proves that. I don't know when the last time a presidential candidate was here, but it's been a long time since someone to come through East Mississippi like that.
It has been, and it's been since 1988 that Mississippi's vote in the Democratic primary really mattered anyway. So a historic night, basically, here at Meridian Community College, and an excellent performance. If you like to hear a Democratic stem winder, this was an excellent performance.
All right, thanks a lot. Sid
Thank you.
Perspectives Editor for the Clarion Ledger. Again, thank you very much. As you saw just a moment ago, the president was preceded by world-famous author John Grisham, the Mississippi native, former Mississippi legislator, was here to introduce the president, and he had lots of good things to say about Mr. Clinton. Here's Chris Brenneman with more on that.
The relationship between Bill Clinton and John Grisham goes back to 1992, when Clinton was first elected to the White House. Between the two, a story was told tonight about a letter written to the president claiming that the pair were 13th or 14th cousins. The friendship that began soon after turned into campaign help. Grisham and his wife Renee have spent time on the campaign trail stumping for votes for Senator Clinton in Texas, South Carolina, and now the Magnolia State.
We've been on board since the very beginning, and when we found out she was going to be here, we tried to work in our schedule to get down here. It's our state. We want to welcome her down here and try to help.
In what has turned into an unusually long primary campaign for the Clintons, Grisham and his wife also plan to head to Pennsylvania at a later date, asking for support of the former First Lady.
I think the whole country's gotten caught up in this campaign. It's gone on for so long. It's too long and too much. We're all addicted to it, and it's very exciting when it comes to your own backyard. And so Tuesday, we're the only real primary next Tuesday, and so it's very exciting.
Only adding to the excitement for Grisham is the fact that his home state now matters in the primary, something which hasn't happened in several decades.
The Mississippi primary on Tuesday really means something. A lot of times it comes too late after Super Tuesday and it's all over, but it's going to be crucial next Tuesday.
While at the podium, Grisham said he would actually like to support Barack Obama in about 8 years. He added that as Democrats in recent elections, the party has fallen in love with candidates that can't win in November, saying that it takes a Clinton to beat the Republicans. In Meridian, Chris Brenneman, News Center 11.
Well, President Clinton now out of the Graham Gymnasium. His motorcade has left Meridian Community College. He's likely safely on a plane headed back home or wherever his next stop is right now. So it's certainly been an exciting evening for people here in Meridian, especially those who support the Democratic Party and President Clinton. The question now is how much effect this will have on Tuesday's primary, and that's something we won't know an answer until Tuesday. Lindsay, back to you.
Well, if the dedicated crowd is any indicator, they stayed at over an hour. That was an hour late, over an hour late starting, right?
Yeah, there was a large crowd here from the very beginning. They started arriving about 4:30 this afternoon and have stuck around. You can still see a few people milling around, some of them waiting to get their campaign signs signed by the president, and others just milling around talking about what happened tonight, Lindsay.
That's right. Thank you, Wade. Wade Phillips has been out there all evening. Thank you, Wade. Well, in Wyoming,